Hello everyone, thank you for viewing our presentation video. If you think it's boring, please don't switch channel. Portugal stance will keep you entertained. Thanks. So we are the group 10. We have Bing Hui, which is me, Zhen Quan, Remus, and Marcus. In our project, we are scraping data from Shopee and Lazada websites. But don't be excited. We won't tell you who got the lowest price on the same product. Next, please. In our project, we focus on the monitor. As a working adult or computer science student, one or two external monitor which help you to increase your productivities. But please don't buy 10 monitors. It doesn't mean your productivity will increase by 10 times. I believe you agree with what I say. So we are going to find out the number of monitors being sold before and after circuit breaker periods in these two websites. Next, please. In order for us to find out, we need to scrap through all the links on these two websites and get the useful information such as description, price, and others. Then we will analyze based on the data we got. Lazada is one of the popular online shopping platforms. It included Taobao and famous Remark online markets. I am a loyal customer of Lazada. I have bought a lot of products on this platform before, included a monitor. Hopefully, I can see my own reviews from this web scraping. So we have prepared a script to scrape all the URL from Lazada website, include the rating, price, brand, and description of each monitor. Then we sort the data in descending orders and get a top 10 rating monitors. Lastly, based on the top 10 URL, we will get all the reviews and date. With those data, we are able to find out how many units being sold. So in the data collection process, we are using R script, and we have included libraries such as R Selenium, StreamR, Rverse, and Perl. We also use Weka Explorer and Microsoft Excel. So during the scripting process, we have faced some challenges. We have allowed about 100 pages, and each page there are 40 URL. It takes about 1 day to scrape all the informations. Due to the long duration, we didn't monitor the scrap process, and after a few hours, it always shows an error on the R script. We thought it's an error from the code. In the end, we realized Lazada website is intelligent enough to detect if there is an unusual activity ongoing. So we have faced the warning alerts from Lazada. It caused our script to automatically quit. In the end, we have to split our script into two parts and scrape smaller page range, such 10 pages at a time. We did spend a lot of times on the data preparation. Finally, we got the data we want, as the picture shows. So we got the descriptions, brand, comments, prices, URLs from each page. Then from the URL, we get the descriptions, names, dates, and the reviews. These are the useful informations for us. Now I will pass the presentation to Marcus. Marcus, please.
Okay, so for data preparation, we have all the data in CSV format, and we have combined all the data in a single sheet. removing the duplicated data and sort it in descending order to get the top 10 top selling monitors. As you can see from this image, there are more than 200 reviews pages for some of the best-selling monitors. We used a clustering technique in the analysis. We filter out the unwanted date, such as 3 weeks ago, and from all the CSV, then clustering the data into two groups, one after circuit breaker period and one before circuit breaker. In order to be fair, we use the same duration, 7 months before and after April 2020. From the chart, it clearly shows that the number of monitors sold after CB period is more than before the start of circuit breaker period. As for those units sold being 0 before the circuit breaker period, it probably means that those are the newly listed products or shops who has smelled the need of a personal monitor while working from home. But they displayed good sales, even caught up with existing competition products to come up among the top 10. From this bar chart, it shows that the units sold after CB period is 2 times more than before the CB period, with blue being pre-circuit breaker and orange being after circuit breaker period started, as they are purchasing customers whom have most likely spend their own money buying these monitors. We believe these reviews are unbiased. One surprising fact we found out is that actually Prism owns about 80% of this monitor market, at least for Lazada. This may be due to the fact that they list and advertise their products more heavily on Lazada as compared to their competitors. Also, we found from the top 10 best-selling monitors is that most consumers prefers the size of 24-inch to 27-inch, as their price points are more friendly to the wallets and the size are usually large enough for viewing of screen display. We can see from this scatter plot that generally there are more sales after April period as the dots are more cluttered compared to pre-April period. This suggests that there is an increase in demand for monitors, maybe due to the fact that majority of the people in Singapore has transitioned to working from home. From this graph, we can see that sales are actually increasing overall for the top 10 monitor sales in Lazada, although there might seem to have a slower rate of increase between March and April period around here. However, things seems to have picked up from late April, May onwards. Now I will pass to Zhen Quan and Remus for their analysis on Shopee's data.
Okay, Shopee is one of the leading e-commerce online shopping platform in Southeast Asia and Taiwan. It provides customers with an easy, secure, and fast online shopping experience through strong payment and logistical support. So we choose Shopee because it has a wide selection of product categories, ranging from consumer electronics to home and living, health and beauty, baby and toys, fashion and fitness equipment.
Okay, we have decided to split the process into two data sets for our analysis process, with the first one focusing on extracting the most popular products as they will naturally have the most number of reviews and comments. Here we will extract the brand names, prices, and number of units sold. Afterwards, we will choose the top 10 products for our second data set. In each individual product webpage, we will cycle through every internal page of reviews to get their comments, dates, and ratings. Using the dates, we can split the data by the circuit breaker date which is 7 April, and ultimately find out how many units were sold before and after circuit breaker, and hence we can evaluate the difference in popularity of this certain product. Next. For our data collection, it was necessary to use the R Selenium library for scraping, as Shopee is heavily protected by JavaScript. The common way of retrieving HTML data always resulted as a null character. We also use the Perl, Stringr, and RFS libraries. To scrape the pages properly, we had to automatically scroll down each page to fully load the contents, and also for clicking the next button for the next page of reviews.
Okay, for pre-analysis, we use Vika to do a pre-data analysis. It was a simple tool with not much coding required. Okay, obviously from the image you can see Dell, Acer, and Philips had the greatest number of units sold. Okay, we will explore more types of analysis and other techniques in the coming slides.
For data exploration, we have converted the Excel data into a bar chart for better data visualization using the Visual Composer from visualizefree.com. Here we can see that the majority of units sold after circuit breaker as indicated with the light blue bars. However, as the product starting dates are unknown, we can't be entirely sure about the data we get for the bottom 5 products, since they have none sold before circuit breaker. They may have been created only after circuit breaker. Next, we have a pie chart to show us the number of units sold according to the number of reviews. We can see that the most notable brands that make the majority of reviews are Dell and Xiaomi, making up 47.3% and 30.3% respectively. After scraping the data, we find out that the monitor's brand name, model, and screen sizes were combined as one string, so it was necessary for us to split into the respective data manually.
Okay, for data preparation, you can see there's a lot of descriptions that needs to be tidied up before we can actually analyze the data set. For example, we need to remove all the unwanted details, sort by the date of reviews, before and after the COVID with the same duration, and to find the differences in the quantity sold. Price range is another challenge that we face because there's a highest price and lowest price, which is price before discount and price after. Okay, experiments and analysis. We shift out the top 10 sales website. Clustering model techniques were used, and we need to partition the data set into several groups. So basically, the analysis will start 7 months before and after the circuit breaker. We need to filter out all the invalid dates as well. Okay, we started with using R scatterplot to plot out simple analysis of the data. You can see the number of units sold compared to the brand name. Okay, apologies for not being able to show the full brand at the x-axis due to overlapping of the letters. So as the name suggests, data are all scattered around. You can't really find out any details from it. Okay, next we deploy ggplot using R. It's hard to succinctly describe how ggplot works because it embodies a deep philosophy of visualization. But in most cases, when you supply the data set in aesthetic mapping, you can add layers of geom point and geom histogram, and then the nice chart can be churned out. But it requires a lot of testing before you can churn out this kind of nice color plot. It clearly indicates that Dell, with the largest market share and price, is the most common, followed closely by Acer and Xiaomi, The reason why there are two Xiaomi because of the difference in price and size of the monitor. Okay, next we use Pika analysis to churn out k-means clustering. From the data, you can see there are two groups that are outstanding, which is Acer and Dell, and the cluster price is $189 and $209. So basically, k-means clustering is a method of vector quantization originally from signal processing that aims to partition an observation into k cluster in which each observation belongs to the cluster with the nearest mean.
Okay. On an extra note, we have done experiments on the ratings and the dates of the monitors, the top 10 monitors. We have used the classification and regression tree technique, which consists of a repeated partitioning of the data into subspaces for homogeneity of the data. Here, the date was automatically chosen by the algorithm to be 18th June 2020. We can see that the ratings have dropped after circuit breaker. There's 17 lower ratings after circuit breaker as compared to 7 lower ratings before circuit breaker. Another experiment we use is the conditions tree, which selects and splits recursively the most related predictor variables. It helps with limits the overfitting found in the classical RPARC algorithms, and the results here we can see is similar to the cut that we used in the previous experiment. You can see that the bars, the second and third bars, consists of the lower ratings from 3 to 5. The n equals to 17 and n equals to 7 in the fourth one. We have faced a couple of limitations from the data and the website. It is inevitable that not every customer will give a review to the products that they have purchased. As such, our data may be biased to those who really like the products and gave their reviews. Also, the limited offers and sales for each product may also affect the number of units sold, so the data might not be very accurate. In Shopee, we can also find a single product that contains multiple brands and multiple sizes, such as the one shown here. They also came out as one of the top few products, but had to be excluded as they contain mixed numbers that were not meaningful to our project. The product start date is also unknown, and the products may be created after circuit breaker, so those we are not sure about those data as well.
See, for data abstraction challenges that we face, it include not having a data set which is large enough. For Lazada, there are obviously a large data set for us to do data analysis. Unfortunately, for Shopee, it's not the case. And the quality of the data gathered does not follow effective analysis. As data were collected from two different platforms, some of the data gathered was not necessary for our analysis and may require a lot of tidy up to trim the data sets accordingly. And we also face challenges trying to scrap data off from two very different shopping sites. As their UI layout are different, we will need to tweak our scrapper whenever there are differences on the website. Okay, a problematic issue we also faced was that websites may have implemented scrapping detectors, and they will restrict our program from running if we attempt to scrap too much pages at once. So we will need to break the pages up into parts, and this will slow down our data gathering process. Some of it also employ honeypot that traps to detect web spiders.
Okay. In conclusion, a few things to improve. For our current data sets, we have realized that we have limited data from Shopee and Lazada. Hence, this result in limited evaluation models to be applied on the data sets as well. We can try to include more diverse e-commerce platforms such as Amazon or QOO10 in order to get larger data sets. With more data sets available, we will be able to perform more cross-data analysis. And that's all for our presentation. Thanks.
Thank you.